Hi there, creative community. It's Ralphie at kiwiradio.nz. In my last video, I talked about oversharing on social media and why in some cases it can be a mental health red flag. Not always, but often enough it's worth slowing down and paying attention to. Today's video is a continuation of that conversation because vulnerability online doesn't just affect mental health anymore. It's increasingly shaping how music, influence, and even identity are marketed. This feels especially relevant right now. As someone who covers new music releases every week here at Kiwi Radio, I've noticed how emotional narratives are increasingly tied to release cycles, especially around launch week. I want to be very clear, this isn't about one artist or one song, it's about a pattern I'm seeing more across music and digital culture. Emotional backstories are no longer just context, they're part of the marketing rollout. After my last video, I spent some time reading through your comments, and a few really stayed with me. Module wrote, "Nice, I do a lot of mental health advocacy. Good on you for pushing that into the spotlight." I appreciated that module, by the way, I love your music. But yeah, really the intention here is not to shame anyone, but to notice patterns. Another comment said, "Great that you highlighted this trend. First step is awareness." And I agree, awareness is where this conversation has to start. One comment came up more than once and it really stuck with me. Someone wrote that a lot of creatives are craving real life connection. But since those lockdowns that we all went through, many people find it harder to make or sustain friendships. Now that's just not a feeling, that's actually a social shift. And we're actually seeing institutions respond to this. Some universities are now offering courses focused on how to build and maintain friendships.
Colleges are now offering courses on how to be a good friend, because it's something my generation never learned through lived-in experience as teenagers.
When connection becomes something that needs to be taught formally, it tells you something fundamental has changed in how isolated people feel. When real connection is harder to access, emotional sharing online can feel like relief. It can feel like being seen. But the problem is that online platforms don't respond with care, they respond with metrics. And sometimes vulnerability isn't just received, it's actually rewarded. Now, this isn't limited to music. I've seen social influencers cry on camera, sometimes asking for donations, sometimes promoting a cause, sometimes just driving engagement. In a few high-profile cases, those emotional moments later turned out to be exaggerated or staged.
So, as everybody knows, my 12-year-old is currently 3 months pregnant.
Put your head right here. Closer. Closer down. Put your head down here. Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm actually seriously crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video. Go like this. Put one hand up. Go like this. No, go like this. Put your hand like this. But let them see your mouth. Let them see your mouth.
The tears looked real enough, and that was enough to activate attention, sympathy, and money. One comment from the last video summed this up perfectly. Seacroft wrote, "The algorithm has no empathy. It will feed into negative or positive energy or engagement, and profit incentives shape people's worlds digitally if they're unaware." That's the core issue here. Platforms don't reward honesty, they reward reaction. And the strongest reactions usually come from pain. I want to be clear, storytelling isn't the problem. Fictional songs aren't the problem. Emotional art isn't the problem. The grey area appears when emotional distress is presented as real, knowing audiences will take it literally, and that assumption is never corrected. That's where vulnerability stops being expression and starts functioning as marketing. I don't think artists or creators owe us their private lives, but when emotional narratives are used to drive money, streams, loyalty, or engagement, transparency matters. Especially when audiences themselves may be struggling, lonely, or looking for connection. Maybe the future of music and online culture isn't less emotion, but more honesty about where feeling ends and strategy begins. I'm really curious what you think. This commentary discusses cultural patterns, not specific individuals or releases. Let me know your thoughts. Go to kiwiradio.nz, subscribe to youtube.com/@kiwiradionz. Thanks for being a part of our community and being there for each other. And I really love what you're doing, everyone. Stay cool, stay creative.